If you thought Trudeau's legacy was going to leave with him, no, he's about to stack the Senate. Ladies and gents, welcome back. We were promised that he's going to retire. He's going to get out of here. He's going to resign. Of course, that wasn't the intention here. He's going to resign after a bunch of other things he has planned. He just wanted the media not to be looking at him while he does that. While everyone's looking at the leadership race, well, Trudeau is busy doing other things, whether it's trade negotiation deals that we don't want him to be at the front, being the leader of, or jumping in and stacking the Senate. So in the future, we don't have any way of passing new laws, perhaps. This might end up being the way it works in the future. Now, gov.exe is corrupt, saying on X, even though Trudeau said he's resigning, he flew to Warsaw to meet with the Polish MP and sign a nuclear energy deal. Why is he making deals with Poland when Parliament is prorogued and we're facing an economic war with the US? Trudeau can't even resign properly. That's right. He's taken the reins and he's riding it alone. He's told the government to sit this one out, and the democratic processes that we have in place out the window, totally out the window. And in fact, in the future, those will be out the window potentially as well. With terrible approval ratings, a leadership race to replace him, and an election on the horizon, Trudeau is making one final attempt to entrench his power. He's going to finish stacking the Senate with 10 more hand-picked senators so that they can continue his agenda after he's gone. Is it time for reform in Canada's Senate? For those that don't know, in Canada, we don't have an elected Senate. You don't elect your senators. No. They're appointed by the Prime Minister at the time. And not only that, they'll stick around until they're 75 years old. They can stick around for that long. That means we're going to have a prolonged period after Justin Trudeau to deal with this. CBC reporting on this. Trudeau to fill Senate vacancies before retiring. Source, the government preparing to fill 10 vacancy seats in the coming weeks. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is planning a final wave of appointments to fill 10 vacancies in the Senate before he retires in March. Radio Canada has learned the move would allow him to leave a mark on Parliament for years to come, as these unelected legislators will be able to sit until the age of 75. So this is going to last forever. This is when minutes count. New Senate appointments will be years and years away, especially in a contentious time in Canadian history, like we're in right now with all this foreign interference. We see trade restrictions about to happen if we don't fix what's going on. I think largely the United States really wants to fix our China problem. I think that might be an issue that we're just not talking about because, well, we've investigated ourselves and we found no wrongdoing. A source familiar with the matter says the election process for the future senators is already underway and should be completed before his departure after proroguing Parliament. Earlier this month, Trudeau announced that he will leave power after the Liberal Party chooses a new leader on March 9th. Wow. Okay. So we have all that time to wait. In a written response, the Prime Minister's office confirmed that the advisory board for the Senate appointments is at work to propose candidates for all vacancies. Prorogation did not affect the ability of the Governor General to make appointments to the Senate based on advice of the Prime Minister. Wow. So the guy who's a lame duck and has no intention of sticking around still has the power to appoint senators. That's right. This is where we're at, and especially at a time where this is their polling. Do you think that this is what Canadians want? Do Canadians want this Prime Minister to be picking Senate appointments? I don't think so. This was from the spokesperson for the Prime Minister's office, Simon LaFortune. Yeah, the fortune, that's that guy. The Prime Minister takes his responsibility to appoint senators seriously and will do so as long as he remains in office. Right. despite this whole, what happened to the whole backsliding of democracy? We want more democracy. No, that's not what Trudeau and his ilk want whatsoever. Andrew Scheer saying this is outrageous. Trudeau knows he doesn't have the confidence of the House. He doesn't even have the confidence of his own party, meaning that the House was just about to vote no confidence and go into a general election just before he prorogued Parliament. And now he's appointing 10 more senators. Once again, Liberals put their own selfish interests ahead of the country. Will carbon tax Carney or Freeland condemn this abuse of power? Likely not. If they were in their position, they'd probably be doing the same thing, in my opinion. Pierre Poilievre taking to X to say lame duck Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is planning to stack the Senate with his personal friends and Liberal insiders days before he gets kicked out. No appointment should happen until Canadians decide who gets to run the country in a general election. I would absolutely agree with that. Sign here to get an axe to tax election. That's not going to do really much of anything. Sorry, Pierre, but the polling's already suggesting that, and they're not listening to that. Don't need another signature. That's just another thing. But Pierre Poilievre has been talking about this for a lot of years, to be honest. Pierre Poilievre, way back in 2014 here on C-SPAN, or CPAC, in the riding with Pierre Poilievre. This is a clip where he talks about Senate reform.
He talks about the ministerial role he was promoted to on July 15th, 2013.
That includes making our institutions more democratic. We need an elected Senate in this country so that Canadians can choose all of the people who make the laws of the land.
I would agree with that. How about we choose all of the people that make the laws of the land? No. We are stuck with an appointed Senate and with life terms. This is crazy. They don't even have a short term. They have lifelong terms. Now, here's another senator, Senator Denise Batters, saying, no, this is terrible. Trudeau has already appointed 90 independent, in quotes, senators, and he'll stack the Senate with another 10 senators before he quits. 100 senators. Wow, this is outrageous. Trudeau has now shuttered Parliament for months, so no Senate votes, sittings, or committee hearings. Thus, there's no need for even more senators with major Liberal ties in the Justin Trudeau's fake independent Senate. The Trudeau does continue to stack the Senate. The phrase "you had an option, sir," will ring in the ears of his Liberal successor. This is crazy. Michael Barrett also taking to X to say, unbelievable. Trudeau is going to stack the Senate with insiders. This after he said he was resigning. Carbon tax Carney and carbon tax Chrystia Freeland must demand there's no new senators until Canadians can vote on a new government. Do you think they're really going to do that? Honestly, Michael, I doubt it. Call an election now. We would all like to see an election now, but no Liberal wants that, and nobody in the Liberal contention for leadership, I don't think, would as well. Warren Kinsella on X saying, it doesn't matter who his successor is. If he does this, the Liberals are well and truly effed. Ask John Turner. This is after showing the article saying Trudeau plans on stacking the Senate before retiring. And this is the reality of the situation. What would Canada look like with a Justin Trudeau Senate after Justin Trudeau is gone, after we elect a conservative government? We're going to have, it doesn't matter what goes through Parliament, everything is going to be held to the scrutiny. Every bill that's passed will be held to the scrutiny of the Liberal Justin Trudeau Senate moving forward up until they all turn 75. And there's already 90 appointments. There'll be another 10, making it 100 appointments by Justin Trudeau. Is it time that we actually reform the Senate? And here's the thing. Even if the Senate is reformed in the House of Parliament, will it pass in the Senate? Will it pass in the Senate? Will they be able to squash anything moving forward? This is kind of scary for Canada in a contentious time in Canadian history. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.